Thank you guys for joining me today at AOS. My name is McKensie. We will be going through a 60-minute flow today, really working on opening up our hips, engaging those outer glutes. So get excited for that. Let's get started in a child's pose to start. So just an easy way to open up our hips and sink down into them. However feels good to you. Bring your knees out wide on the mat. Your hips sink down towards your heels and then walk those fingertips out in front of you. Bring your forehead down to the mat and start to bring your presence, your thoughts, your energy to reside with you. Bring all of those thoughts right to the forefront of your mind where they're connected with the mat. Take an inhale in. On your exhale, let all of those thoughts disperse and wash away. Being present here with yourself for the next 60 minutes. Breathe in, fill up through your belly, your lungs, your throat. Exhale, your throat, your lungs, your belly. Finding your Ujjayi breath, take a breath in through the nose. Exhale, seal the lips through the nose. Like I said, today we're going to work with opening up through the hips, maybe some twists through the chest as well. The intention that I would like for you to set for yourself today is as much as we're twisting and we're coming out of our center, we're always going to realign back towards center. So translating that to what you see in your life, things that might take you outside of your norm, outside of your focus, draw you away from your center. Just know that those things can come and go, but you can always come back, feel aligned, feel centered. Draw your right hand behind your back with your palm facing up. We'll be working with a lot of self-assist today. So just getting kind of in the mode, in the motion of how that works. Maybe your left cheek drops to the mat, your gaze comes to the right. So this is one way that we'll assist ourselves by bringing our hand behind our back, the back of our hand pressed on the lower back. Right hand extends back long. Let's transition that to the left hand. So sweep with the thumb facing down. Back of hand meets your lower back, palm pressed up. You can feel that opening through the left shoulder, maybe even rotate that left shoulder up towards the ceiling. Good. Next, exhale, replace that left hand. Rock your head back and forth on the mat, find some movement. Rock your fingertips out a touch further. Maybe come up onto your finger pads, hollow out the armpits. Draw the outsides of your armpits down. Feel that stretch. Find your way up into a tabletop pose. Your knees are stacked under your hips. Hands are under your shoulders. Connect down with the earth. Spread those fingertips wide. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. Inhale your right arm up to the sky for a twisted table. And then thread the needle, right arm comes to the left side of your mat. Working into another variation of finding our open twist today, we'll find that same rotation through the left side. So thumb faces down. Maybe this time you grab the outside of that right hip and then crawl those fingers to the inside of the hip. We'll be working with this motion today during class as well. So understand this feeling, keeping your hips square, but your hand is helping with that assist to open up across the heart. Left arm reaches back up high and then place it down on the mat. Swing that right arm up and through. Place it right back down. Let's move to the opposite side. Plant your right hand down. Left arm sweeps up, open up across the chest. Exhale, thread the needle. Left cheek comes down to the mat. Right hand comes, palm facing up, reaching up and back around behind your back. Maybe you grab for your inner right hip or inner left hip. Open up across the heart. Rotate your lungs up towards the ceiling. Breath in. Exhale, rotate more. Right hand comes back up to the sky and then plant it down on the mat. We'll find that twist, left arm reaches. Exhale, plant it down. Inhale for a stargazing cow. Gaze rises, belly drops, sits bone spread. Exhale, terrified cat. Engage the core, pull your belly button through your spine. Inhale for cow, reach long. Exhale for cat, curl through the spine. 2 more rounds, match your breath with your movement. Inhales as you expand, exhales as you curl. Good work, y'all. All right, moving through some bird dogs. Right hand's going to extend long, left toes to the back of the mat. Engage your hamstring, lift your left heel, flex those toes back towards your shin, reach long, stabilize through the core. Wrap muscle onto bone in your arm that's extended. Inhale long, exhale knee to elbow. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, knee to elbow. One more time, inhale, reach long. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach long. Finding some opening through the hips and the shoulders. Bend the elbow, bring the knee towards the left tricep with a bent knee. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, find this kind of Tetris shape here. Inhale, reach long. We're engaging that outer left glute. Inhale to curl. Exhale, reach long one more time. Drop the right hand, moving into fire hydrant. So left knee stays bent. Knee rises up to the ceiling with a flexed ankle. Drop it down. Let's go for 4 more. For 4, drop, nice and steady. For 3, drop. For 2, drop. For 1, slowly lower. Pulse that heel up towards the sky. Good. Flexing the heel back down. Let's pulse up and then drop to the knee to the opposite side of the left knee. So we're crossing at the knees. Inhale, rise. Exhale, cross for 4 more. Inhale, pulse up. Exhale, drop. Inhale, pulse. And drop for 2 more. Inhale, pulse. Exhale, drop. 1 more. Inhale, pulse. Exhale, come through center. Find a cat, cow here. Inhale, stargazing cow. Exhale, terrified cat. Engage the core. Coming through center, opposite side. Left arm reaches forward, right toes to the back of the mat. Engage the hamstring, engage the glute, lift that heel off of the mat. Reach those fingertips long. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, knee to elbow, curl the spine with control. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, knee to elbow. 1 more, reach long. Knee to elbow, curl it in. Reach long and pause here. We'll find our little Tetris shape. Bend at the elbow, bend at the knee. Right knee draws to the right tricep. Inhale, reach long. Curl it in. 2 more. Inhale, reach long. Curl it in. Reach long. 1 more time. Curl it in. Great job. Fire hydrants. Place both knees back down on the ground. Staying bent through the right knee. Lift the right knee to the right ceiling. Engaging that outer right glute. Lower down. Inhale, rise. 3 more. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Keeping that left glute stacked over the left knee. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. 1 more time. Rise up. Exhale, lower. Curl at the knee, pressing the heel up towards the sky. Inhale, rise. Exhale, cross knee over the opposite side of the left knee. Inhale, rise. Exhale, cross. 2 more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, cross. Inhale, rise. Exhale, cross. Find your way through tabletop. 1 more. Stargazing cow. Inhale, expand. Exhale, terrified cat. Tuck your toes. Find your downward facing dog. Always nice to start class with a little bit of booty work. Realize those sensations in your glutes. We're going to be finding them for the remainder of class as we open our hips, finding that scorpion tail in our 3-legged dog. Actively press your heels down towards the mat. Spread all 10 fingertips wide. Chest reaches towards your thighs. Find a breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, breath in. Exhale, release. Roll forward into your high plank. Pausing here, realizing this sensation, actively pressing through the palms of your hands, lifting out of your shoulders. Pull your quads off of your kneecaps, energy shooting back through your heels. Slight tuck of the tailbone. Your body is one solid plank. Give me 2 more breaths here. Breath in, breath out. 1 more breath. Squeeze the core. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tiptoe those feet all the way to the top of your mat. Find a ragdoll pose here. Opposite elbows, grab opposite hands. Let your head sway side to side. Maybe your whole upper body follows here. Just releasing through the backs of the legs. Maybe you find some active pulling on each elbow. You find that stretch through the outsides of the shoulders. Good. All right. Clasp your hands behind your lower back. Punch your palms together and reach those wrists up and over your head. Find a rinsing of the shoulders. And then bend into your hands or bend into your elbows. Your palms are going to come to the outside of that left hip. Bend into your left hip as your gaze comes up to the right. Just kind of an interesting bound, twisted forward fold. Arms release back up behind you. And then bend at the elbows. Hands come to the outside of the right hip. Bend into the right knee. Your gaze comes past the left shoulder. Feel that stretch through the left hip. 1 more time, arms reach up and over your head. Exhale, slowly let your arms release down to the mat. Inhale as you halfway lift, long spine, crown of the head reaches forward, engage the core. Exhale to fold. Root to rise, arms sweep up to the sky, nice and slow. Hands clasp overhead, draw that energy down into your heart. Breath in, breath out. Let's find our realignment with our intention today, whether it's the one I set for you or one that you're setting for yourself, with an intention of whenever we come out of center today during practice, knowing that we're always coming back to center and we recognize that feeling, that security at our center. Inhale your arms up to the sky. We'll move through our sun salutations. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your right foot to the back of the mat, low lunge, gaze forward. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips go high. Inhale as you roll forward into a high plank. Lower your knees, chest, chin down to the mat. Finding a baby cobra, hands come down by your ribs. Inhale, your upper chest peels off of the mat. Exhale, come through bent knees, press through your hands, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knees, stack your hips. Inhale, 3-legged dog, hips go high. Exhale, step it between your hands, right leg comes through. Left foot meets right at the top of the mat. Inhale as you halfway lift. Exhale as you forward fold. Power through the feet, root to rise, arms up high. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg reaches long, or left leg reaches long, excuse me, low lunge, gaze forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin. Once again, elbows squeeze in by your sides. Pull through for a cobra, arms extend long. Exhale, bent knees, downward facing dog. Left leg high, 3-legged dog. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Inhale, 3-legged dog, square those hips. Exhale, knee to nose, step it between your hands. Right leg meets left, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Root to rise. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale, right through center, forward fold. Second round, right leg reaches long. Gaze forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale as you roll forward through a high plank. Always dropping to your knees if that's best for you. Otherwise, this time lower halfway down. Find your upward facing dog as you pull your chest through. Exhale, tuck the toes down, dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, bend the knees, stack the hips. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step it between your hands. Left leg meets right, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Root to rise, arms up high. Exhale, hinge at the hips, let it go, fold. Left leg long, low lunge. Right leg meets it, down dog. Whew. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale through your chaturanga, lower halfway down. Inhale for your upward facing dog, spread across the heart. Exhale, hips high, down dog. Left leg high, three-legged dog. Bend your knees, stack your hips on an exhale. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift at the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, third round, y'all. Hands through heart center, forward fold, exhale. Right leg long, low lunge. Left leg meets it in a high plank this time. Lower through your chaturanga. Inhale for your upward facing dog. Exhale, hips go high, down dog. Pausing here in your downward facing dog, find stillness. Come back to your center. One more round of breath, big inhale. Exhale, sink your heels down. Inhale, come up on your toes, bend your knees, gaze forward, step or hop your way to the top of your mat. Inhale as you halfway lift with a long spine. Exhale as you forward fold. Root to rise, arms up high. Exhale, tuck the core, forward fold. Inhale, left leg long, low lunge. Right leg meets it in a high plank, lower through your chaturanga on your exhale. Inhale as you find upward facing dog. Exhale as you cleanse through your downward facing dog. Pause here. Realign your breath, big inhale. Exhale, sink deeper. Inhale, come up on your toes, bend your knees, step or hop your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Root to rise, arms sweep up high. Exhale, chair pose. Woo! Sabine, are you with us on our woos? Okay, it's okay. You were only at the first class. You'll get used to it. Sink those hips down nice and low. Stay in our chair pose. Spark energy out through your fingertips. Biceps pulled back by your ears. If your feet are spread, pretend like you're pulling your heels together, even though they're stationary on the ground. Sink your hips back a little bit further. Big inhale. Find your flying chair. Sweep those arms back behind you. Spark energy on your triceps like you're pushing your hands down onto a countertop behind you, right? You're not, but we can imagine. Go ahead and sweep those arms back up like they're moving through molasses. Let's do that one more time. Sweep them down like you're moving through molasses or quicksand or cement, whatever you need to imagine. Slowly rise back up. Big inhale. Exhale to fold. Beautiful. Inhale as you halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop your way to the back of the mat. Find your way through your vinyasa. Meet us in a downward facing dog. Awesome. Find your breath in your down dog. Inhale together. Exhale to cleanse. Recognize how you feel equal in this pose. If you want to glance up towards your fingertips, I sometimes find that my left hand comes behind the right a little bit. Just take a quick glance and make sure they're like even with one another and feel how that feels, just like inching your body to be a little more symmetrical. Not that it needs to be, of course. And then take a glance at your toes. And then sink down into both sides of your body equally, finding that concept of equality and centeredness here. Breath in, breath out, sink down. All right, let's start our flow. Inhale that right leg high to the sky, three-legged dog. Pinky toe is dialed down towards the ground. Beautiful, power through that hamstring. All right, pressing through both hands, come up on the left toes, bend your knees, stack your hips. Good, so we're just finding more length by coming up on those left toes, feeling that outer right glute engage. We're making a big swing through the hips, right knee to left elbow across. Good, you're driving through that glute. Take it up high, swivel that knee open once again. Drive it across, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, take it high, bend the knee, stack the hips. Find your three-legged dog, extend that heel back. Draw it knee to nose, step your right foot between your hands. Spiral your left heel down, rise up, warrior two. Gaze over that right middle finger. Nice, deep bend in that front knee, working towards a 90-degree bend. Tucking this right hip under, powering through your back heel, igniting that left glute. Like your arms are being pulled in opposite directions. Pause here. Extended side angle, right elbow to right inner thigh, left arm reaches up and over. Find that stretch through the left side body. Engage the left glute to help out your right side. Big inhale. Reach up and back for peaceful warrior. Side body stretch. Warrior two, rise up. Finding that mini flow one more time, extended side angle. Peaceful warrior, up and back. Windmill your hands down towards the ground. Right foot steps back. Find your way through a vinyasa. Weight shifts forward, lower halfway down. Pull up for upward facing dog. Hips go high, downward facing dog. All right, same thing on the left side. Left leg reaches high for a three-legged dog. Pinky toe dials down to the earth. When you're ready, come up on your right toes, bend your left knee, stack your hips. Just getting more length through the right side body as we're finding length through the left. All right, staying up on the right toes, left knee to right elbow, swing it across. Take it back up, find a bent three-legged dog. Knee to elbow, swing it forward. One more time, take it up and back, bend the knee, stack the hips. Three-legged dog, extend it high. Step it between your hands. Good. Pivot your right heel down towards the ground. Rise up for our warrior two. So really feeling that pressure of the outside of the right foot, deep bend in that front knee. Can always readjust and take up more space on your mat to get deeper here in this pose. Externally rotate the left knee. Gaze over your front middle finger. Sink lower. Stay with your breath. Sealing your breath through your nose. All right, extended side angle, left elbow to left inner thigh, left arm up and over. Open up across the heart as you start to twist your torso up towards the ceiling. Engage that right glute. Peaceful warrior takes you up and back. Good, finding that flow again, warrior two. Good, sinking nice and low. Extended side angle, right arm reaches up and over, pinky dialed down. Peaceful warrior takes you up and back. Windmill your hands down towards the earth. Step your right foot back. Find your way through your flow, meeting us in a down dog. Awesome. All right, right leg reaches high for a three-legged dog. Bend your knee, stack your hips. Good. Come up on that left toes again. Right knee, left elbow, fall in triangle. Extend your right foot to the outside of the left mat. Find that connection of the left foot on the mat. Left arm peels up, lift up through the right side obliques. Inhale, gaze towards your top hand. Exhale, plant your hand, three-legged dog, right leg goes high. Knee to nose, step it between your hands. Spiral your left heel down, rise up for your warrior two. Good. Finding your alignment, sink deeper on your exhale. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. All right, extended side angle, right elbow to right inner thigh. Let's stay a little more upright this time. Left arm reaches directly up, and then we're finding that half bind. Either the thumb reaches down so that your back of your hand is on your lower back. You can again choose to take it further by reaching towards that right inner thigh. Use this self-assist along with our elbow in our right thigh to transfer this twist through our entire torso. Gaze rises. All right, y'all. Gaze comes down towards the ground. We're finding a bound half moon. If that is not in your practice, you can unbind. Otherwise, trying to keep this bind, slowly draw your right hand to the outside of your right pinky toe. Flex your left pinky toe up towards the ceiling as you press through your back heel. Breath in, breath out. This self-assist, again, helps to keep our heart open this entire time. Go ahead and release that bind. Left arm reaches high. Breath in. We're going to slowly find a warrior two by bending into the right knee. Left foot drops off at the back of the mat. Triangle pose, straighten through the front leg. Hips shift back, torso shifts forward. Back of the right hand to the back of the shin. Again, bringing your gaze towards those top fingers. Breath in. Tone up the core. Engage, protect your lower back here, finding power from both sides. Peaceful warrior takes you up and back, bend into the right knee. Windmill your hands down towards the ground. Step back for your vinyasa. You can always feel free to skip your vinyasas. Join me having a drink of water or just meet in a down dog. Good. All right. Left leg reaches high, three-legged dog. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Come up on the right toes, left knee to right elbow. Find your fallen triangle. Razor edge of the left foot on the ground. Whole entire right foot is pressing into the ground. Press into your left hand, lift those hips. Big breath in. Exhale, plant that top hand. Left leg reaches high. Step it between your hands. Rise up for your warrior two. Nice big opening of the arms, opening of the chest. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Sink down nice and low. Again, not shifting too far forward here, making sure that we have equal weight in both legs. Both of our legs are engaged and active right here. Extended side angle. Left elbow, left inner thigh, right arm reaches up and over. This time finding our half bind. Thumb faces down towards the ground, either coming to our lower back or reaching up and through, grabbing for the inside of that left thigh. Lean back into that arm. Press your elbow into the left leg as a lever point to twist open further. Keep that right glute working here. Breath in. Half moon pose. Gaze comes down towards the mat. Draw those left fingertips down towards the ground. Right foot slowly rises. Keeping our bind here, chest stays open. Gaze up and over that right shoulder. Breath in, breath out. Inhale this right arm high to feel the full expansion of this pose. Slowly lower down for your warrior two. Good. Pausing here. Triangle pose, straighten through the front leg, keeping a micro bend, hips back. Torso shifts forward. Gaze towards this top hand. Pull your belly button through the back of your spine. Good. Breath in. Breath out. Power through both heels. One more breath. Peaceful warrior takes you up and back. Bend into the front knee. Windmill your hands down towards the ground. Step back for your vinyasa. Awesome. Pausing here, finding 2 rounds of breath in your downward facing dog. Sink your heels closer down towards the mat with each exhale. Great job. All right, this is our 3rd and final round of our vinyasa flow. So right leg reaches high, 3-legged dog. Bend your knee, stack your hips. Right knee, right elbow, shift forward. Inhale, take it high, bend your knee, stack your hips. Find a flip dog. If that's in your practice, let that heel grow heavy. Flipping completely over, right arm reaches up and over towards the front of your mat. Modified wheel pose here. Reach long. And then slowly come back around, right leg reaching high. Good. Knee to nose, step it between your hands. Rise up for your warrior 2. Good. Extended side angle. Right elbow, right inner thigh, left arm reaches up and over. Finding that half bind. Pausing here, rotate open towards the ceiling. Breath in. Breath out, stay aligned, stay centered. Bound half moon pose, draw that right hand to the outside of the right pinky toe, left heel flexes back behind you. Moving a little bit differently here, let's bring this right hand to, your left hand to behind your left ear, like you're preparing for a sit-up. Draw your left heel towards your left glute. Peel that heart open, and then if you'd like to find the Chupasana variation, grab back towards that left heel, kick into your hand. Grabbing that foot from the top side, breath in, breath out. Slowly, both feet come down to the front of the mat. Find a forward fold. As you inhale, your arms draw up for chair pose. Woo! Good. Had to sneak in some joy right there. Sink your heels down and back. Heels are drawing together, even though they're stationary on the mat. Fingertips reach long. Breath in. Breath out. Let's find moving through that molasses again, finding our airplane chair pose here. Arms sweep back behind us. Good. Drawing your hands to heart center, nice and slow. Left knee rises, moving into a figure 4 chair. Draw that left ankle over the top of your right thigh, sink down and back. Finding a little stretch through the outer right hip. Chest stays open. Find a drishti, a non-moving gaze point to focus on. Breath in. Breath out. Slowly rise up. Warrior 3. Left foot kicks back behind you. Torso reaches forward. Arms can come out in front of you. You can find your airplane arms back behind you. Breath in. Breath out. High crescent warrior. Drop that left foot back behind you. Deep bend in the right knee. Arms rise. Sink down nice and low. Power through the ball mound of that back foot. Turn on your hamstring by stamping your right heel into the mat. Breath in. Breath out. Hands to heart center. Find your goddess pose. Heels come in. Toes come out. Sway back and forth. Tuck your tailbone down. Find a sway or find stillness. Let's find stillness here together. 2 breaths. Knees tracking outward, tailbone tracking down. Breath in. Breath out. 1 more round of breath. Breath in. Skandasana to the back of the mat. Heels stays in, toes come out. Drawing your heels down towards, or your hips towards that left heel. Pop up on your right heel, toes flex back towards your face. Hands can be at heart center. They can be down on the mat. You can find your bind here if you'd like. 1 more round of breath. Hands walk towards the front of the mat, finding your low runner's lunge on the inside of this left leg. We'll find our lizard pose here. Come down onto your forearms to the inside of that right foot. Your knee can either stay enclosed towards you if it feels good to find some opening through the hip by drawing that right knee outward. Whatever feels good. You can always drop your left knee and tuck your left toes if you would rather it be a deeper stretch and less of an active stretch. 3 breaths here. One more round of breath. Place your palms back onto the mat. Come up on your left toes if you're not already there. Spiral your right arm high for a twisted runner's lunge. Breath in. Breath out, twist deeper. Find your side plank. Right foot props up on top of the left. Hips come high. Gaze towards that top hand. Flex your toes back towards your shins. Breath in. Exhale, plant your top hand. Find your way through your vinyasa. Meet in your downward facing dog. Find 2 full rounds of breath before we move on to the next side. One more round of breath. Exhale, let something go. Inhale, left leg reaches high. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Left knee, left elbow, shift forward. Inhale, take it high, bend your knees, stack your hips. Find your flip dog. Left heel connects with the ground, left hand reaches up and over towards the front of the mat. Breath in to expand. Exhale, reconnect that left hand to the mat. Left foot reaches high. Step it between your hands. Warrior 2. Sink down nice and low. Breath in. Exhale, sink deeper. Extended side angle. Left elbow, left inner thigh. Find that half bind. Right hand reaches to the inside of that right thigh or left thigh. Breath in. Breath out. Half moon pose with the bind. Planting that left hand on the ground, draw your right heel back. Flex your right toes. All right, bringing your right hand, bending at the elbow behind the right ear like we're going to prepare for a sit-up. Staying open across the heart, draw your right heel towards your right glute. Reach your right arm up and back, finding your Chupasana variation. Or even if you're just exploring that today, go for it. Kick into your hand. Expand. One more breath. Exhale. Find a forward fold. Breath in. Exhale, fold. On your next inhale, sweep your arms up. Chair pose. Woo, woo. Good work, y'all. All right, let's find a little more dynamic movement here. Right arm sweeps back, left arm stays forward. Gaze towards that back hand. Inhale through center. Exhale, left arm back. Inhale through center. One more time each side. Right arm back. Inhale through center. Exhale, left arm back. Inhale through center. Hands to heart center. Prop up on that right foot, or right foot rises, comes over the top of that left quad for a figure 4 chair. Sink your hips down and back. Let your right knee draw towards the ground. Stay flexed in that right heel. Breath in. Exhale. Slowly rise up. Warrior 3. Hands at heart center, out in front, or sweeping back behind you. Wherever you're finding power is where you should be. Breath in. Exhale, slowly release. High crescent lunge. Bend in the front knee. Power through the ball of the back foot. Arms rise. Breath in. Exhale to stay. One more breath. Hands to heart center, goddess pose. Heels are in, toes are out. Good, find a little transition here. Swaying side to side. Feel the way the muscles react, the way that the toes grip the ground, the way you move your weight slowly through your body. Come to find stillness at your center for 2 breaths. Sink a little bit deeper on your exhale. One more breath in. Exhale, let something go. Skandasana. Toes stay out, heel comes in, pop up on that left heel. Hands can come to heart center. Stay down on the ground. Maybe you find the bind on this side. Whew, maybe you don't. Opening up through the hips. Stay open across the heart. Walking your hands back towards the front of the mat, inside of that left foot, finding our lizard pose here. Coming down onto your forearms, maybe dropping that right knee. Finding the stretch, let your breath start to find some cadence. Your heart rate starts to slow. One more round of breath. Place your palms back down on the mat. Tuck your back toes. Right knee rises. Twisted runner's lunge. Left hand spirals up. Squeeze those inner thighs together. And then find your side plank. Left foot draws on top of the right. Left arm reaches high. Breath in. Good. Whole core is engaged here. Lift up through the hips. One more breath. Top hand comes down on an exhale. Find your way through your vinyasa. Meet in our down dog. Good. Take one round of cleansing breath through your down dog. And then find your way onto your knees. We'll find a camel pose here. So just sitting or standing on your knees, toes can be tucked or tops of feet on the ground. Hands come to your lower back. Fingertips reaching towards the ground. Elbows draw towards one another. Your gaze slowly rises. Hands press into your lower back. Maybe your gaze reaches up and back behind you, both hip points shifting forward. You can stay here, or maybe you drop a hand towards your heel, the other hand towards your opposite heel. Maybe your gaze comes back behind you. Wherever you're comfortable here, just taking yourself to the edge, opening across the heart. 2 breaths. Slowly bring one hand to your lower back and then the other, and slowly sink out. Let's come to sit on our hips or our heels for just a second. Draw your breath back to center. Hands can come to your thighs. Okay, one more camel pose. You can take the camel that we just took, or we can try a dancing camel variation together. So come to stand on your knees once again. We'll start with grabbing for our right heel with our right hand. Left arm sweeps up and back behind us. Your left arm's gonna sweep in front of you as you sink your hips down towards your heels, and your right arm reaches up and over. Exhale, sweep down in front. Inhale as your left arm rises. Connecting your breath with your movement, moving in time and space that you need in this moment. Staying strong through the core to protect your lower back. One more motion each side. Big inhale, big expansion. Good. Coming back through center. We'll find a yogi toe stand here. One of the best and worst poses in my opinion. So tuck those toes under. You're just going to sink back and sit onto your heels. Feel the sensation start to build in your toes. And you're just going to breathe through it. I imagine this is what Buddhist monks do on a daily basis to just get really centered. If you feel like you can't go any further, it's false, you can. I've only had one yogi lose one toe ever during this exercise. Two more breaths. Breath in. Breath out. One more all together. Stay here. Breath in. Exhale. Sweet release. Pat the tops of your feet into the mat. Good. I always tell myself I'm going to do that like every morning when I wake up, and I never ever have, but I feel like it would be a way to start the day to take on the rest of the day with foolproof. All right, let's find our child's pose once again here for a moment. Reach your arms out in front of you. Forehead sinks down towards the mat. I like to have a super relaxing and nurturing pose after a torturous pose. Slowly rise up. Swing your feet out in front of you. Make sure all 10 toes are still there. Find your way into your boat pose. A new way or a new thing, a new cue I've heard about boat pose is that to really squeeze your heels together. I always just kept mine separated. Not as effective. If you squeeze those inner ankles together, you feel like a different connection in your lower core, which I really appreciate. Roll your shoulders down your back. Hands can stay behind your thighs. Maybe they come parallel with your shins. And you hold and you breathe. You're centered. You are one. Everything you need is right here with you in your boat. All right, on your next inhale, let's lower, hovering 2 inches off the ground. Maybe your arms reach up and back behind you. Exhale as they sweep through. We're rowing our boat. Rise up. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, sweep them by their sides. Rise. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, engage the core. 3 more. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, rise. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, rise. One more time. Reach long. Flutter, kick your feet. We fell out of our boat. Reach long. Flutter for 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Massage out that lower back. Happy baby pose. Grab the outsides of your feet. Draw those knees down towards your armpits. Maybe you grab your peace sign fingers, wrap them around your big toes for a little extra leverage and space. Find the juxtaposition of finding stillness versus rocking back and forth. If you've already tried one, try the other. Kicking into each leg, lengthening long. Plant both heels down onto the earth. We'll find a supine figure 4 pose. Draw your right ankle over the top of your left thigh. Interlace your hands behind that left thigh. Draw it back towards your chest. Maybe using your right elbow to push that right knee outward, opening up through the right hip. Flexing both ankles, protecting your knees. Spine is nice and long on the mat. No need to roll it up. Left leg reaches long, right knee hugs into your right armpit. Lengthen that right hamstring. Point and flex that right foot. And find an easy twist here. Right knee comes to the left side of the mat. Gaze comes over to the right, palm facing upward. You can keep your left hand drawing your right knee down towards the earth if that feels good for an extra twist. Coming back through center, plant your heels down on the ground. Left heel flexes over the top of the right quad. Interlace those hands behind the right leg, draw it back towards your face. I don't know if y'all have heard this song before, but I'm very excited about it. I just found it today. Spine nice and long on the mat. Draw that left knee into your left armpit. Right leg reaches long. Point and flex those left toes. Find your supine spinal twist. Left knee comes to the right side of the mat. Gaze over to the left. Come back through center, hug both knees and give yourself a big hug. Then extend your heels up towards the sky. We'll find a waterfall pose. You can bring your thumbs to touch and your index fingers to touch, and then put them right on the ground underneath your tailbone as kind of a little door prop here so your legs can stay up with minimal effort. This pose has been found to help calm our parasympathetic nervous system. It's a good, easy thing to do if you're at home with your legs up a wall, and just let your body at its deepest, most intrinsic level just start to relax. Go ahead and move that doorstop. We'll find our final resting pose of Shavasana here. Our legs reach long on our mat. Toes splay out wide, palms face up. Roll your shoulder blades up in your ears and then down your back. Notice each connection point with the mat, and notice each of the furthest connection points, where they start, and then energetically draw all of it towards your center. We went a lot of different ways during class today, but we can always come back to where we belong. Start to find a little movement in your head and neck, movement in your toes and your fingers. Roll over to your favorite side. Find a womb pose, cradle your head in your elbow crease. Slowly find your way to a comfortable seated position. Let's sweep our arms up to the sky. Draw everything back down towards our center. Your power, your energy, your light, bring it all back within you. Breath in, breath out. Thumb knuckles come to your third eye for a rub of acknowledgement. Thank you so much for sharing in this practice with me today. Namaste, yogis.